Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, back again. It's been a while.
Hope everybody's having a great day. MC Evo, the voice of culture.
Nice to speak with.
We're gonna get ready for Motivation Monday, week 90, episode 14.
Yes.
You know?
Imagine that time is flying by. Starting the new year off right.
And you know, we're gonna get into an interesting topic. I feel like for the last almost we're going on 2 years. For the last 90 weeks of Mondays, we've been, helping people get off to a right start by them either, tuning in live with us or whether they watch it on their free time after work or whenever they find the means to. But I think it's so important for us to talk about why it's so important to start the week off right and what certain things we should do.
Yeah, the first step to anything, right? It's always the first step, the momentum. That's what we always talk about, the snowball effect. If you start off right, you feel right, you get going, and eventually become unstoppable. So, of course, our platform we started on Monday mornings, right? Just to keep people motivated at the beginning of the week. After a weekend, they might feel restless, but Motivation Monday, it's about getting your best foot forward.
And I mean, it's been a pleasure to speak to you, speak to others, and see the feedback we've been getting. And I think we're doing a great job now. 2022 is going to be our full year. That's going to be on YouTube. So shout out to our people on the YouTube live right now. Make sure if you're coming in, make sure you click the like button, click subscribe, turn on the post notifications.
Another premiere will come in all angles. Yes.
And we got the Spotify, Apple Podcast, so shout out to the whole team behind the scenes, making sure everything is smooth. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, so we appreciate the support each and every week out. In Ghana, we were making it work regardless. We had a little difficulty, but we got it under control now. So
yeah, we try to give the whole Christmas special technical difficulties. Let's address that. It comes with adversity. Learning to overcome challenges. It happens to the best of us. You might have detailed plan, backup plan, and another backup plan, but sometimes you get a certain point in life where things become difficult, where things become beyond your control, and you just got to leave it as it is, as a learning moment. Don't let it defeat you. It's a teaching moment for you to learn from it. And with that, we've been able to adapt, right? We always talk about adapt or perish, and here we are coming back at it.
And second week into the new year, basically, and
yeah.
Bro, we're here. We ain't gonna stop.
We ain't gonna stop.
So let's get right into it. So today's topic that we're gonna talk about, the main topic is ways to motivate yourself and get ready for a brand new week. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, we gotta stop the letting a day start and then thinking we can plan for that day, the day of.
The day of, yeah. It's difficult to look at. To come up with a game plan during the game. You can adapt. Your game plan has to be made beforehand, right? If you're going without knowing what might happen or what it is that you want to do, when things get a little difficult, when things become uncertain, when you come across a challenge, some people have the idea that I work under pressure. That's actually not true. It's been proven scientifically. Like under course load or low cognitive load, we don't work our very best. We might feel pressure and get it done, but in essence, it'll probably be more of a quantity over quality, right? So coming up with a plan, with a game plan before the game is much better. And during the game, if you come through challenges and difficulties, we could adapt. But, starting off your day, your week, or we should say, even your year, right? Going into the new year, so much things that we want for ourselves. It starts with a plan today.
And it's so important for us to work smart and not hard.
Yeah.
You may think it works for you, but you're just how do you think you would work, or how do you think you would do if you did everything beforehand?
Yeah.
Right? You don't know.
You feel much better prepared. We all been through that. I mean, going through school, we doing a test and you know the information. Going into an exam and you're confident about yourself, that extra boost makes you not second guess yourself or what it is. Should I pick this? Should I do that? So it's like you just feel better about yourself, better prepared to attack the challenges in life.
And it's so funny because weekends fly sooner than we think.
Fast.
You can be prepared Friday, getting off work, or Friday, you're just getting ready to enjoy the weekend, and the next thing you know, boom, Monday's here.
Just like that.
And I know you was talking about how Sunday's your day off. Was that something that came into like a decision making, or was it how you saw the lifestyle, how you were?
Well, it was all kind of like a process of elimination. Like, Monday, Tuesday is like usually a work week or a school week. Saturday, things are partially open. You may take time and get some things done out the way, but you find that most establishments, most businesses either close early or not open at all on Sundays. And being a football fan, playing football back in high school, Sunday football season is about to end. Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. So it was with that kind of like process of elimination, what day am I least productive, where I could potentially be no effect, like potentially call it a rest day and have a me day, right? So that's how I came up with Sunday being the day where I'll choose to have the day to myself, you know. As for you, probably Sunday's work day for you because, you know, voice of the party, working all year round. You're probably like a Monday or Tuesday, but not how it is in a time like this. I can only imagine. You got things during the day, evening, and weekends. Doesn't stop.
You know,
doesn't stop. Hey, learn to rest, ladies and gentlemen. Don't work as hard as E-Ball. Have a rest day.
It's very important though, because I realized the trip in Ghana actually made me understand why it's so important to rest, and then, you know, rejuvenate. You work better, like everything you're able to do better. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's so funny because they have that saying where it says, "Thank God it's Friday," TGIF, and like, you know, no one really talks about the Joy Monday. And it's like, you know, we should come up with that. We should even start doing that with TGIF.
TGIF, that's what we're gonna do for Motivation Monday. TGIF. I mean, if you're excited about what it is that you're looking forward to, I mean, that's why people scream TGIF. You know what I mean? Like, they're excited about Friday's the weekend. You know, thank God it's Friday. You know, I heard somebody say the people that scream TGIF, at the end of their life, they're probably going to see thank God is over. Like, you know, they don't look forward to the challenge. They don't want to look forward to the obstacle they have to see on Monday. Their homework, to deal with coworkers. Chances are, if you're only waiting 1 day out of the week, right, 4 days out of the month for you to feel excited about the life that it is that you want, then something needs to change. And it's not something needs to change. You need to change, right? Because things are what it is, right? Circumstances, situations are the same for everybody, right? If it's not working in your favor, then you have to change, right? Make it work in your favor, right? That requires you, if it's internal, if it's external, if it's you moving away, getting a job that you like. So you can be excited about Monday, right? Or Tuesday, thank God it's Tuesday. Whatever it is, thank God it's here. Like, you know, whatever it is your faith is and that you believe in, like, pray to the Most High that it's here.
And I mean, like, the reality of life is, like, you know, when people get on the weekends, they think they have the weekends to themselves, but you can get caught up so easy doing things that could take you away from resting or like enjoying the weekend that you were excited for. So it's very important for us to control the narrative. It doesn't matter whether it's the weekend or weekday, but you know, Monday is that day. If you're in the work field, even entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter. Entrepreneurs, there's no days off.
No days off. Sundays, you gotta work. You know, when you're responsible to feed yourself, your own paycheck, you're not clocking in at 9 a.m. and clocking out at 5 p.m. One is you, what it is that you produce is what's gonna eventually produce for what it is to feed your family and yourself. There's no days off. You know, you can't sleep. It's okay to miss a couple of hours at work, but you do not want to miss a paycheck if you're an entrepreneur.
And there's this saying, they call it Monday blues, where it's like, you know, if the thought of you waking up and working makes you uncomfortable, or if it triggers overwhelming feelings or stress, then that's what they call Monday blues. So like this topic, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna bring up 10 factors for ways to help you start off your week right and prepare. So I'm gonna get into the first one, and then we'll take it from there. The first one is making a list of the good things. So basically, before starting off the week, list down at least 3 to 4 things that you're excited about for the upcoming week to get started, instead of just Monday coming and then you're trying to figure out in your brain, what do I have to get done? So why is it important? We was talking about this, but why is it so important to make lists and have these things down on paper?
I look at a list, or most of these things would be external motivator, right? Internal motivation is probably the best kind of motivation. When it's within, right? When it's within, ain't no defeat and nothing like it, right? The battle's within, so you must win within. But when we have external motivation, right? Listing the good things that you look forward to doing this week is the pull you throughout the week, right? You're not excited about Monday, maybe you have something on Tuesday that's waiting for you that requires for you to do something on Monday. So it's the pull factor. It could also be for Thursday. It's gonna pull you through those days that you don't feel like getting up, right? It's not about doing what it is that you feel like doing when you feel good. Right? It's the days that you don't feel like doing nothing that counts the most, right? It requires the most out of you. So that's what we talk about, listing down the things that are good, right? So that you can actually see it. So it could be the external motivator, right? Like a token that if I continue to keep doing what it is, that I have to do, I'll eventually get where it is I need to be, right? So you gotta write down the list. You gotta have a positive imagery, right? Because we're already negative. It's dreadful Monday, right? So why not list some of these things that'll bring light to the darkness that you're creating yourself? Monday's not all dark. Any kind of darkness you're experiencing, it's all within that you're creating yourself, right? It's not the circumstances or the situation that determines who you are.
And I've been in situations where like I started to like make a list and then life just got me caught up and then it's back to your routine.
Yeah.
What advice would you give? Because you know, I'm pretty sure everybody in this world knows writing things down is the best way to go. But when life hits you fast or you got to get things done, you're just moving.
You know, people say, we live day to day, and what comes wrong, what we encounter is what we call life. That is what life in itself is about, the things that we experience, right? So you just breathe and you're just existing. It's the meaning of life, the existence. That's how you feel human, right? Going through challenges. We talk about darkness and light, right? That's what life really is. It's not just waking up and breathing. It's about the experiences, good or bad, right? Like you just said, you have something planned and life happens. That's exactly what it is. That is life. That's the meaning it is to your life. And you got to face your darkness. Where is the most dark is where your brightest light lies. That's where you need to look, right? You don't run away from dark. It's a test. It's a test of your will, how bad you want it, right? Where it is that you're avoiding the most, what it is that you don't want to do, that is where your gift, that's where your passion is. That book at the side of your table where you know you need to read it, you know you buy that book to start your business, but you just haven't built that courage, or you read the first 2 chapters and you thought it was going to be the light switch, and it wasn't. You need to continue to go. It's the better version of you. Where you least want to look is where your potential and greatness lies.
Cool. And I mean, for people out there, it's so important. This is why that 21 days to build a habit is very important. Like, you gotta literally practice it for 21 days.
Yep.
And then even after that, you gotta make sure this is what you want. And after that, you'll know. So it's very, very important. Like, you know, we don't want anyone to just watch this episode and then tomorrow or for the next week, you're like, all right, I'm gonna write my list down. Like, make this a goal to yourself that I'm going to do it. Like, I need to do this. You know, I think 2022, we gotta, like, if you know you want it, I feel like we talk to our minds. We talk in our...
Psych ourselves out,
You know, we have those conversations and we know what we want so bad. We gotta understand it's gonna require certain action that you need to do. And it's only you. Like, this you versus, it's really
You
only
versus
you.
you. This is exactly what we talk about. It's the balance. That's the longest battle. Since the day you've been born and your consciousness, your alertness started, right? It's the battle within yourself. Should I get up and go to school? Should I do my laundry? Should I put my laundry off my dresser and put it in the laundry basket? It's just always this conflict, right? That's what we talk about. We have 35 choices in a day on average, and some of them are unconscious. Like, what color socks should I wear? You just decide, you just pick, I'm gonna wear a gray one. And these battle within our minds been going on for decades, right? For the young people, a couple of years. But for us, for decades, right? Not decades, we're so old, but yes, it's been going on. It's you versus you. It's all about perspective, how you look at things when they present themselves to you.
And you know, reality is, even if you plan something, it's not always going to go the way you plan it to go.
Yeah.
So you got to be kind of ahead of the curve and understand these things.
Yes.
And, you know, we talk about speaking positive and just, you know, because if you enter Sunday, let's say it's Sunday night, and you're already pissed off and saying, yo, I can't believe I got to go to work, this and that. How do you expect your money to go?
Clouded judgment. You just darken your whole room. Not everything that comes before you is gonna have an extra dim to it, right? So just that perspective, that mind frame, mindfulness, right? Be careful where you're allowed to intrude your mind, right? You heard me say this day, every day stand guard at the door of your mind, right? Be careful the kind of music you listen to, the kind of shows you watch, the kind of people you listen to, right? The people you're allowed to advise you, right? The devil, we're not talking about the devil on one side and the good, but just who you interact with, what it is that you eat, right? Every day, stand guard at the door of your mind.
Whew. And I mean, like, it's so important for you to do whatever is necessary for you to have a positive start to your week.
Yep.
So that you can control that week. You know, we've been blessed to have the 7 days, right? But you want to be able to control each days and, you know, have more good days than bad days.
Yeah.
Bad days are going to come. Bad things are going to happen. But if you prepare for it ahead of time, then you'll be good. You ever see they have outside events and then, you know, there's a chance it might rain. They make sure they put the dome or the tent over. They're doing that just in case something's to happen.
And then you also warn people to potentially bring your umbrellas, right? Being prepared for the situation, right? That's why somebody said, I heard this which I found difficult, but eventually as I started to analyze how human mind works and how we act, how human behavior works, I started to realize they say, you are responsible for getting rained on. Regardless if you knew it was going to rain or not. One, you could have checked the weather channel. Two, if you check and you refuse to bring your umbrella, it's not you, God, where you allow yourself to get rained on. And it took me a while, and some people may disagree and say, what if I didn't know? What if the weather didn't change it? Well, if you know you're in rainy season, chances are bring umbrella. And if it's unprecedented where the situation like that never happens and you're so worried, you're still responsible to have that umbrella with you every day so that when it does rain, you do not blame society, you do not blame the weather channel. You're responsible for what it is that happens to you. But most importantly, take full responsibility for how you react for what happens to you, right? Circumstances are circumstances. The world is not against you. It may feel like you might have all the bad things and everything goes right for one person and it happens. Life is tough for some people, right? They deal with a loved one loss and then a relationship and then career change or loss of a job. It just keeps coming. Yes, it does happen to a lot of people, right? In those circumstances. And it's tough for me to just sit here and say it's easier said than done. Like, move on from it. Of course, sometimes we have to sit in it, right? But we must not dwell in it, right? Worrying about today takes away tomorrow. Worrying about today does not take away tomorrow's worries.
And I mean, you said it right there. So I encourage everybody. That's the first step right now. Let's practice making a list of the good things that we know we got to prepare for the week. Yeah. Not on the day of. Not Monday you wake up and boom. Not. If you know Motivation Monday is something you got to watch later on or 10:30 you're going to set these alarms. Let's do these things. It's for the betterment of your future. And we all want to have a better future and plan ahead for it. You know, that's the one thing that we preach about and we strive to send our message out. And you know, tomorrow's not promised, so don't think you have all the time, man. It's if 2020 and 2021 show us anything, bro, it's
and there's a lot of people that must take it back as of recently. A week or two ago, Betty White passed away. Mm-hmm. You know, great actor, part of a lot of us, and it's like she might have probably had plans for 2020.
She planned for her 100th birthday.
Yes, so it's like tomorrow's not promised, so you gotta give your very best. Leave no stone unturned. Right? Your very best.
Now the second one is do not work over the weekends. So if you are, this one's a little bit, we're going to talk to the people who work a 9 to 5 who have that scheduled up, and we'll get to our entrepreneurs where it's do not work over the weekend. Make sure that when you are plugging off from work, you are doing it completely. Stop checking emails or anything related to work over the weekends if it's your time off.
When you work. When you play, right? Don't mix the two, right? Don't take away from your personal joy to fulfill the job. Even if it's something that you really love, right? You just need that cycle of refreshness, right? You need to feel good about yourself, to know that you took care of yourself. Now it's time to give back, right? You put in so much, now it's time to relax. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you might have to do with sacrificing your weekend how bad you want it, but it's about knowing yourself, right? I know we talk about 4-hour work week, right? It's certain things are not part-time. Certain things you need to commit your all, but learn not to mix the two. When you work. When you play, don't mix the two.
And now to our entrepreneurs who, you know, were on the clock at all times. I saw this TikTok where this guy said he switched his 9 to 5 and started working for himself for a better life. Now he works 24/7, 365.
Imagine that. Be careful what you ask for, right? Be careful what you ask for. In the pursuit of what you want, who are you becoming, right? So be careful what you ask for. And that's what this thing is, this generation. So many people talk about entrepreneurship, want to start their own business. But the sad thing to say, most of them don't know about the sacrifice. When you do a startup business, a small business, right? You're going to have to be your own accountant. You're going to have to be your own stock. You're going to have to be your own security of your stock, right? You're going to have to be your boss, worker, manager. There's so much that comes to play that is slowly on your back. That is not just made out, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm my own boss, I sell this, I make this, I take, like, you know, eventually, like, even just doing your taxes, and if it gets to a point where you might need a professional to handle your things, then you do need that, right? But if you're working all day, how else are you able to take care of the other minute things that you need to do, such as, like I just said, keeping track of your numbers, inventory, so much things that you have to deal with that you have to be around the clock, right? And now we're talking about the age of internet, e-commerce or drop shipping. It's not so much I'm in Toronto, I'm sleeping. The other side of the world is open, right? So you gotta get up and go. So it's like, when do you sleep? So people that think entrepreneurship is the new fab, is a new thing to be, is cool and think that, just know that, because I'm not saying it's not possible, but this is the dark side people don't often speak about. It just show the glamour of my own boss. I wake up when I want. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
And for instance, I can speak about it. We were blessed to be in Ghana, where I was booked and doing events, but all over the world, Canada, things are shutting down. And it's so crazy because Motivation Mondays now has become my new thing that I'm all about, trying to get it like to the highest rooms or to the highest places. But it's like, it's something I didn't know was going to happen. But by being around you and talking to you and speaking to you and having like-minded people around me, and being open-minded to hear and listen and want better for my future is why we're here right now. And that's why it's so important, the conversations we're having, the what we're doing with our spare time. That time when I came to sit down with you, we always talk about time you don't get back. I could have been doing anything else.
Exactly.
But I came there, sat down with you, and now I'm seeing the benefit of me making that one decision. And it's helping me all throughout, because now my goals have changed. Now my goals are different. We came back from Ghana, now I'm like, oh my goodness, property, I gotta get that in Ghana. How do we do this? I'm seeing you post, I'm just like, yo, bro. It's beautiful when you see people do it, because it can get done. And
most importantly, people that you know, right? Ooh. Like you mentioned, like this is about connecting, proximity, right? Knowing that somebody that you can connect to, touch or feel, like that if they do it, I could do it. Sometimes it's difficult for us to watch other success story. They live on this other side of the world. We can't relate, that's one of the reasons why I came back and wanted to speak to my people, because I just wanted them to know I'm no better. Right? Chances are, I probably look at myself as I'm worse in most cases, right? Like my obstacles, like being arrested and failing and dropping out of school, all that. Like, so if I could do it, you could do it too. But it's gonna requires a lot of commitment. And you said something about you committing yourself to Motivation Monday, and that's the thing I want people to know. Whatever it is that you're doing, give it the gift of your attention. That's the only way you're able to produce results. Often people do things and quit. Right? They're not all in, or they do it and they're overdoing it. They overbear themselves with the luggage at the beginning. So when they go through a little obstacle, they give up, right? But whatever it is that you're doing, right? If you're in school, commit yourself. If you're in a relationship, whatever it is, give it the gift of your attention in the moment. Live in the moment, right? Your attention is very valuable. So whatever it is that you commit yourself to, and this is what it is that you want, give it the gift of your attention.
Now, once again, I want to welcome everybody who's here. If you're just joining us on YouTube Live, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the turn your post notifications on. We want to welcome you guys to everybody who is now joining us, whether you're going to watch it right now live and direct or watch it after. Just know you're making the right decision at the right time, because it's so important for us to take time for ourselves to hear from others, who are doing things. Like when I'm so, you don't understand, when I see you doing your thing, when I was seeing how you're doing in Ghana, I'm like, yo, this thing is possible. Like, you got to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Exactly. And it took a while. It's like a 4-year grind, but eventually you get your groove, you get comfortable, you get better and better. And that's what it's about when you give it a gift of your attention, your understanding situation. When I came 4 years ago, I was still in a limbo. Like, how does real estate work here? I'm just studying the market. And also get your feet work. Sometimes this is not advice on learning how to swim, but sometimes they say just jump in. Like, jump in, you figure it out. And it was a good time in Ghana, and I'm gonna go back like I always do, but we'll see how the COVID turns out. But what a time to be alive,
right? And it's crazy. Steve Jobs, I don't know, before he passed, there's this famous quote that went out there where he talked about at that moment when he was ill and he's laying in his bed, he understood that no matter how much money he was able to make, all the great things he was able to do, you can't pay somebody else to operate for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's when he understood, and he was trying to stress that health is very important. Us, checkups, drinking water, eating fruits, eating better.
Health is wealth.
There's so many factors when it comes to health that we got to do, that we think that we can be anyhow. Less sugar, all these different things. But it doesn't matter all the money you have. You ever look at the gravesite and you realize
that's it. You can't take your money with you. And I heard somebody say, and it goes further to say, they said, you could buy a house, but money cannot buy a home. Like eventually becomes internal things. And there was a list. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it trending. Like, you know, you can buy the ingredients of food, but doesn't make it a food. It's just grocery. Like, and it just goes on. And you mentioned the Pusha line. I remember, shout out Drake, Pusha T, but the Exodus track where Pusha said, ask Steve Jobs, wealth don't buy health. Like, you know, so that's what there's just kind of like a quick reference that I want to reference. So it just came to mind when you said that. But exactly. So it's about taking care of yourself, having that time for yourself to rejuvenate, to get back in the playing field.
And that is very, very important. Which goes to our next one. The next step is take restful sleep. You know, at times, I remember I used to be bad, bro. I used to Netflix, right? I used to have my Netflix account and I could like pre-download shows so that anytime I was anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, I could just watch it. And I realized my time and hours would just go. Like, you don't even realize, because after one episode, like I used to watch Narcos. After I finished watching one episode of Narcos, bro, I gotta finish watching the rest.
It's a drug. You numb yourself. You're deep. You're gone. Circadian rhythm, your biological clock rhythm, you do not want to throw that off. You know, there's people that are in Ghana and coming back, they're probably readjusting like we are, like the time difference, but our biological clock is a gift to us, and time flies by. It's like a drug. Time flies by when you're enjoying the things that you love, right? That's what we say, when you do the things that you love, it doesn't feel like work.
So it's very important for us to get enough rest. And, you know, the good thing that I realized, well, as I got older, our body talks to us.
It does. Know yourself. Knowing when your body feels like it's most active, where you could be the most productive. There's studies that talk about when we're least alert, or our body temperature cooling at 3 a.m., 5 a.m. But at the same time, most of the time, studies does not mean it fits. It's not one size fits all, right? Based on your circumstances, based on who you are. Like, you know, I know they mentioned like your peak strength is at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. So people probably notice that that's when I usually go to the gym. And I probably psych myself on into believing that epigenetics, believing that, you know, you take your thoughts and you act it out. And that's how I feel. So it's like knowing yourself, knowing what works best for you. You do not have to be like everybody else. If something's working at 11 a.m. for me, that's Max, that's his genetics. We know we're all different. Some people are blessed with genetics, lottery, where they could just do all the amazing things, all the amazing athletes that we see. Shout out LeBron James. It was his birthday a week or so ago. And you see the points that he put up. So it's like, it's genetic lottery. That's what I'm talking about. Know your body. Know what works best for you. Some people get around 30 and they're running out the league. But clearly he's taking care of himself, and that's part of rest. And you could talk about his offseason, what he does to rejuvenate his body to get back.
And what's crazy, they were having a losing streak, and everyone was talking about age, this and that, and then all of a sudden his birthday came, and they started off the new year on the right track with a W.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, I don't think age has anything to do with this, man. We're seeing him perform at his 17, 18 season.
Genetic lottery.
Can't wait to see what the Sun is about to do. This is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But that is step 3, which is take restful sleep. You know, working up, feeling well rested can set the mood just right for you. Like, you don't want to imagine, you know, the day before, which is Sunday, you don't get enough rest because you went out or you watched some shows, and you're already not feeling like, you know, you already don't like you going into workplace. We hear people complain about this all the time. How do you think your week is going to start? It's not going to go as you want if you don't even have the proper rest, because now you're at work grungy, or now you're trying to work on your
grumpy, right? People just, everything bothers you. You're just not alert. You just want to rest, and somebody just asks you, do you want a coffee? Now you agitated with them. So be careful. It affects it in a long way. Like you see how you are when you're cranky. You don't want nobody disturbing you, or you're trying to rest and people are turning on the light. And that's not your intention to disturb you, but it's because you didn't take care of yourself, you know, and maybe you do need to take the day out. But don't let what happens to you affect people that had nothing to do with it, most importantly. Yeah.
And it's okay. Sometimes you take naps. Naps as I get
power naps. I used to take power naps when I was working out twice a day, going to school, working. People like, why you sleep? I'm like, first of all, there's traffic outside, so I ain't coming outside between 3 to 5. I'm asleep. Like, I need that rest because I extended my business hours, but it's okay to take power naps.
And you know, it's the more older we get, the more, like, it's so funny. The other day I was talking to my friend, and it's like, we were talking about life, and they're like, yo, it's crazy because we're adulting now. You realize now when you get your 30s, every decision is made off the better future because we're actually adulting.
Yeah, no more reckless living and depending on people depend on us in most cases. If it's younger siblings, children that most do have, but our decisions are affecting us long term.
And you know, I was telling my group chat the other day when we started the New Year's, shout out to my ANF team, and I was like, yo, the decisions we make today is what's going to determine the future and what tomorrow holds for us.
Yeah.
So it's so important for us to grasp most of the day or get what we need to get done. But don't overwork yourself. Don't, if you know, like we talking about with the rest, don't overwork yourself, but understand it's very important for you to take control of the situation.
Yeah.
Or else a situation will take control of you, and then you gotta backtrack. And trust me, you don't want to go through that. I've been through that, and not looking at those days. I don't even like to think about those days no more. I'm just happy that now, you know, when you know what you gotta know, it's up to you now to make the right decisions and make the right moves. Just like chess. I don't know if a lot of people play chess. You can play chess?
No.
I gotta teach you, bro. Chess, yeah, I will teach you, bro. Chess is a very
Ironically, I
important.
don't know how to play chess.
Chess is a game of life. You've been doing this without playing chess. That's very impressive.
Let's add that to the New Year resolution. We're here on the platform. I'm gonna learn to play chess, and when I get going,
Nah, trust me, it's a impressive sport, and then you understand that.
it's a mental toughness. I see some of my brothers getting involved in playing. I don't know.
Nah, I'm getting that. And I guess the next one is have some plan after work. Don't make your work your whole life. So this is to our people, whether you work a 9 to 5, where you work entrepreneur. It's okay to be all about what you want in life, but you got to be very strategic. Yeah, if I'm saying that correct.
Yes, yeah, you gotta be very strategic. Don't let something observe you. That's not. That's one dimension of your life. Whatever it is, that if you contribute your whole life towards something, I think that is a tough pill. Like, it's something that you might be passionate about, but it's also something that could be potential hobby. Like, I mean, we had Bill Gates, great developer, creating softwares, and eventually wanted to be
Philanthropist?
yes, wanted to get into other avenues of life, wanted to fulfill his true life aspiration. So don't let your work observe what it is that you want to do, right? That's just one domain of your life. You can be passionate about it, but also be passionate about being a father, being a family man, being a good friend, right? Be passionate about whatever it is that you do, right? Whatever that you touch, make sure it turns gold.
And you know, there was this thing on the Shade Room, and it went viral, where this kid was like at a little graduation or Christmas, like those Christmas school stuff, and the kid saw his parent, and he literally went and pumped his fist, and they're like, yo, you may think it doesn't matter, but those small little family moments and stuff, and we understand, sometimes I've been away from loved ones because of work, you know, but I've made sure if I'm missing work, I'm going to make up for it on the other aspect. And
That's what we talk about, external motivator. Like, you know what I mean? I know exactly what video you're talking about. Sometimes we just need that. We just need that extra pull. Like, you know, we just looking around. Each of us need all of us. We talked about it, you know. Accountability, count yourself, don't count on nobody else, but each of us need all of us, right? And we talk about like-minded people, get around people who are like you, right? Be there for people. Have the type of friends that'll be there on your way up, so that make the type of friends that'll be there on your way down, on your way up.
You know, it's so, and this is why it's not work is finished, or okay, I finished reading these emails and then okay, what I'm gonna do. That's why it's so important to plan a day. And like when you plan your day, you can adjust and change. You can take a pen and scratch it out. I just want to encourage people to start. Like even me this year, 2022, I want to start when I'm reading books. I'm reading it with notes. I'm making mental notes that I can look back and trace back. So even if I want to reread it, I can reread my notes. So that's one of my goals that I want to put out there. I wanted to read 10 books this year. I went on 6, but I'm just gonna double the number up and really get it popping, and then start using audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks. Use your vehicle as a mobile home, like literally. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes when the music weaving through traffic to help us, but when we can, your theta stage, like when your brain vibration is much less, you're more likely to observe information just coming fresh out of bed. So on your way to work, control the spirit of your day, right? Use that as a mobile library, right? You could just turn on the audiobook and just listen. It could be like a paragraph or chapter. that single sentence or single page, whatever it is, could change the direction of your life for the better, for the rest of your family. You may not believe it, but it's happened to a lot of people. Sometimes it could be a person, could be a sentence, boom. The day that turns your life around, right? Never leave no stone unturned.
So let me ask you this: have you, now that we understand that Mondays are our day, Motivation Mondays, like how do you? I'll talk about it for myself. Like, what are some of the things that you do to prepare ahead of time for Mondays?
I mean, like the team goes behind the screen, a lot of things that gets done. Shout out our team, everybody that's part of the Motivation Monday platform. There's accountability on my part. There's research that I do. There's a lot of information to process sometimes. But now I've made Mondays. I don't go to the gym on Mondays unless I'm doing training for Muay Thai. That's another thing that I do. I'm a professional fighter. I'm not a professional fighter. I don't want somebody to come to the knocks off for you and get knocked out. I'm decent. I'm alright. But yeah, so Monday is like, it's kind of like easing into the groove. I don't work out twice. I don't have any kind of classes. I just kind of commit my very self to Motivation Monday, right? Give whatever it is the gift of your attention. After we have the meetings, how can we get better? Get film, going back film, watching some of the things, the feedback that we gave. We go through all the comments and replies and DMs, so we respond to all of them. So that's after the fact. But as far as preparing for Monday in itself, it starts from every single Monday, right? Because after the show, it was before the show, like just getting up early. Shout out Ebo, he be coming to the studio with his oatmeal. You know what I mean? That's behind the scenes. We should get a footage of some of those things. Come to the studio better prepared, right? That's superfood. You need it, but I'm not a breakfast person at the early morning. Ironically, I eat my breakfast much later, but yeah, we talk about how you prepare for Mondays. Besides this oatmeal that he brings in every morning.
Yeah, I try to get our topics, like I said, shout out to the team. We try to get our topics together so that we all have an understanding of what we're going to talk about, so that we grasp that. It's so crazy is, remember when before we used to go to the stories and people would help me bring out topics?
Yeah.
And after a while, you guys were doing you guys were killing it. You guys were giving us topics. I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me now do my part and stay on it consistently, because so many things are happening in the world and there's so much information.
Yeah, correct.
And as I keep studying and looking up for things, I'm like, damn, there's so much information. We've been this is 90 weeks.
Yep.
90 weeks of different topics, different, we bring special guests in here and there. And, as we get prepared for
let's just shout out, we dropped the ball. You dropped the bar. Streak was over at the last week of the ball. It happens.
89.
It happens. The streak, what's going on? What happened? It's okay. It doesn't define who we are. It shows that we also can make mistakes, and that's for all you guys to feel like you cannot commit yourself to something. You guys are doing great. It happened, we missed an episode, but we showed up back at it again. But yes, finish what you're saying, brother.
Yeah,
I just want to relate to the people.
No, it's true. It happened, bro. We dealt with it accordingly, and you guys were I seen our numbers and views went up on other episodes, so some of you guys went to go rewatch it, or it was your first time, so we appreciate about that. But I realized anytime I prepare completely, like ahead of time, our episodes are the best. Okay. So I stick to the
preparation. That's what we talked about. When you're prepared, when you're going in something pre-advanced, knowing what it is that you want to do, you're just flawless. Like, you just know the punches are coming, you're ducking and weaving, and I expected this, time to hit them with this. So it's always preparation, get the best performance, right?
And one thing, I don't know if people do this too, but I was told to set my clocks a little bit. So if it's 10 o'clock, I'll have my time to 10:10, so that I know how to move. So when it's really 10 o'clock, it's am I saying that correct? So when it's 10 o'clock. You
said it back. Hold on. I do something the opposite. I think I know what you're talking about. So when it's 10 o'clock, you push your time forward?
Yes.
So it will be 10 o'clock, but it's really 10:05.
Yes.
In my case, how do I do this? I think mine is 3 minutes back. I think I did it wrong this year. But yes, that's a good strategy. Psych yourself out, all your watches and clocks in your house 5 minutes ahead, where you feel like there's a 5 minutes urgency. Show up early, right? Don't be that person. Be the person to be waited on. No, sorry. You be the person waiting on somebody.
Yep, it says 5 minutes before the time you're supposed to be there. It's late. 15 minutes is perfect. So,
no excuses. No
you don't want to be rushing. I realize I've been in so many situations where you think you can make it, you think you can, and boom. But if you had done it earlier and do your checklist and, you're calm. When you're rushing, 9 out of 10, something's going to go left. You're either going to forget something, or You don't know the unexpected traffic that's coming up. An accident could happen.
Yep.
You forget. There's been so many times I forgot I have no gas in my car.
That's the worst. Hey, I get the gas tomorrow morning.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. It's late, it's cold, it's winter. Stop at the gas station, get the gas. You thank me in the morning.
And I encourage people, even during winter season, like as we're in January, February is supposed to be like, we know when it comes to winter, but like, don't even let your tank get to E. When it gets to half, put it back up so you don't have to worry about it. Let's just practice these things that
some of these things that we could eliminate could change the better day, and it's just the little things. When our days go bad, it's usually not the drastic event that just let us lose it. Like, it's the last pull. Like, you had a bad day, and it's just like your pants get hooked on the doorknob, and and everybody's looking at you like it's just a hook on the doorknob. Like, you just lose it. But it's the little things that always change.
Now, it's 11:11. We want to get into our affirmation of the day. So our affirmation of the day is, I will not stress over things I cannot control. I am exactly where I am supposed to be, and it's going to be a really, really good week. So I'm gonna say it one more time again. I will not stress over things I cannot control. I am exactly where I am supposed to be, and it's going to be a really, really good week.
Well, I love that affirmation. It's going to be a really good week, and the second sentence talk about
I won't stress over the things you can't control.
Yes. You won't stress over the things that you can't control, right? Whatever you can't change, don't let it defeat you. Don't let it defeat you, right? Don't be bothered. Don't think about it. Don't waste time on things you cannot change. Let me say it again. Do not waste time on things you cannot change, right?
And I mean, even if, let's say, you're watching this Monday and you didn't get to prepare Sunday, you're watching this now. It's okay.
A better Sunday is coming up. Do something about it.
So it's very important that we talk about these things. And trust me, I'm going to get back to putting the affirmations out there. That's not my bad. We've been talking about it, but it's more I want people to watch the episode and get it live and direct. But I'm going to still put it up and see how it is, because I shared it a couple times and I seen somebody reposted it. Yep. So I was like, you know what? Let's get right back to that groove of things. But so once again, if you're just joining us right now, make sure you click the like button, subscribe. Appreciate everybody coming in right now. Share this out to a friend, let somebody know, whether it's in your group chat or if you're taking the time off of work or after work to watch this. We appreciate you as well too. Hope you're taking notes as well. We're talking about points on how to start off a good week. So first we talked about, the first one was making a list of the good things. The second was do not work over the weekends. The third was take restful sleep, get enough rest. And then the fourth one was have some plan after work. Don't really make your work everything. Like, don't make it control everything that you're doing. Have some time to yourself to have some type of balance. And the fifth one, I like this one the most though. Make someone else's day. If you're feeling all the Monday blues, if you ain't feeling too good, try doing something for someone else. You'll be surprised how a smile on somebody's face can change your own, demeanor to how you look.
Social behavior, it's funny when people do things for people, they doing it for them or for them. It doesn't matter. Both parties are happy, right? There's enjoyment that comes for that. We shouldn't look too deep into some of the things that we worried about, right? When we make other people's day, and if it's making our day, then so be it, right?
And you'll be surprised sometimes, like that you can be down and somebody smile or somebody it doesn't mean you're having a bad day, so you gotta contribute to somebody else having a bad day. That's one thing don't add
to somebody else's misery. You hear this all the time. Misery likes company. Just because you're going through a bad day, you don't need people to drag. You don't need to drag people down with you. Just, showing somebody the positive light, they could pull you off from that darkness that you're in. So if you're able to change somebody else's day, make somebody else's day, even if you're very worse, if you're just saying thank you, open the door for them, complimenting them. There's a new trend that's going on social media where people are leaving notes and passing to people and just see the smile on their faces. And that's all us as human need. I talked about earlier, each of us need all of us. We can make this world a better place if we all contribute to it. And stop being so selfish and leaving others to fix the world's problems. I think we all contribute to it.
And I mean, when you think about, like, this is a reminder when we were in Ghana. There was one time I went to this event and I left like my cedis at home.
Yep.
And I had US dollars, and my plan was not to spend any of my US dollars. but I needed to, like, my boy needed something. And in my head, I'm like, I know I can help him, but like, I don't want to spend this US dollars.
Yeah.
It took me everything to give, like, to not give it away, but I end up giving it away. And I was
Your higher self.
I was like, oh my goodness. But yo, the next event I went to, a guy came up to me, hailed me up, MC Ebone, gave me $300 USD, and then gave me guided cities on top just because he was happy I was there to get some shout outs. And I'm looking at God, I'm like, yo, he doesn't know how
higher
important
self. Your
this,
higher
like,
self.
you know, and I was so happy I made that decision. Because in the moment, I'm not gonna lie, you get to that feeling where you're like, holy, like, I know I said I'm gonna not do something, but it could help somebody, so I did it.
Yep, your
Closed my
higher
eyes,
self.
and the blessing, and I was just like, yo, all right, cool, got it, understand.
2 disclaimers I'd like to add to that. So this doesn't necessarily mean that you should go out and give and expect something in return, because it may not come from the same channel. And chances are, if you're giving hopes to return and hopes to receive, you never get. 1, 2, and if you wish to receive, you must first give. Not I'm only giving to return. That's what we said. I talked about pro-social behavior. People just are they really helping others, or are they helping themselves to benefit in the long term? And whenever you mention something, your higher self, you could have went an easier route, probably given something less. When 2 thoughts comes to your mind, right? The tougher decision, 2 amounts, right? And the decision to either give $100 or $200, decide to go with the higher amount. If it came to your mind, chances are you have it and you want to do it, right? But the minute you went the cheaper route, the $100, you're now decreasing who it is that you're capable of being, right? So when 2 amounts comes to your mind, right? When you're in a position to give and help others, always go for the higher amount. Why? Because it's your higher self, your full potential, who you're capable of being at all times. And it will make way for you. You're opening your mind up to have a different perspective of the world. And you know, we could talk about similar experience. I remember being in Ghana also, and I was with a group of people, and we have, what do you call them, street hustlers, and they came in, they wanted, like, they say, whatever they hustle for, either to get a drink of water, food. And I think none of us had change, or we didn't have small change. And then somebody had mentioned, you give me a dollar, 1 CDs, which is like equivalent to $1 or 2 CDs. And the child went in their pocket and proceeded to take out money to give. And like, in that moment, we were like, oh, you're really gonna give? And eventually somebody pulled out like a 20 and gave it to the child. And it was just kind of like, who knows what the child's true intention was, but in the process of willing to give, right, while the child probably need way more than we did, but it opened other doors for her. So, you know, like I just said, always go for the higher self. If you're in a position to give and share and help somebody else, do it. Like, regardless of your circumstances. I posted this post one time, and it was a debate where, like, if I had $1,000 and somebody, and they're making it monetary. Sometimes they're so quick to count numbers. I know we talk about focus on money is the only thing that we can't count, but it doesn't always necessarily have to be monetary.
And you know, shout out to all those great people. And it's that feeling, like, in that moment when I was talking about when I gave to help my homeboys, I felt good about it. I didn't even worry about it.
Pro-social behavior, you just feel good about being good to people, right? It helps you along the way, because it's difficult to pull yourself up. But if somebody could help you see that light, make you see yourself in a positive manner, a different light than you see yourself, no greater feeling.
And shout out to my guy. I don't want to put his name out there because he doesn't know. He'll know when he watches this, but you don't know how much in that moment I was so happy. Because I was like, wow, like, it was just a good feeling. And that's why it's good to be good to people as well, too. You never know. Like, you know, do it for, I didn't say, hey, I'm going to give this knowing that, nah. I knew I had to handle something, and I was in a position to help. When you're in a position to help.
Always help, yeah.
You know, so our next one, though, is very key, pampering yourself. I think sometimes people are too hard on themselves. We all been through it ourselves, too. You got to remember who you are, what you've done. Don't be hard on yourself at all. Even when the work pressure is real, you know, just, we always talk about celebrate your wins, whether it's small or
rejoice,
big.
Yeah. Pamper yourself, you know. Enjoy the live a life full of luxury. Like, you know, some of the finer things in life. Enjoy yourself. You know, it's a token to yourself for all the hard work that you're putting. Keyword, hard work you're putting. Don't go pampering yourself if you don't put in that work when you know you need to do more than all you're doing. But pamper yourself to keep you motivated, right? Like a token to yourself that this is what I've done, this is why I feel good about myself. And sometimes you got to let yourself go to the spa, take yourself, buy that sneakers that you've been looking at for a while. Like, you know, just associate it with the sacrifice that you have made. So you connected with something, things like that have much more meaningful I'll say, yeah, they're much more meaningful when you can connect to something valuable. You're attached to something else in your life. So that's what we mean by pampering yourself. Like, connect with something that you work hard for and enjoy, have a glass of wine. If you don't drink wine, I'm not encouraging you to go drink, but whatever it is that will keep you going, enjoy yourself.
And I want people to now understand, like, make Monday a celebration.
Mm-hmm. That's what we said. TGIM.
Let's switch it up and let's make it a celebration. We're able to speak to a lot of people from like the mayor and aspects, and it's so good because people forget about Mondays. Like, it's like the world wants us to be dreadful of Monday, but we gotta change it and make it a complete opposite.
It's a mindset. If you woke up today and I said today is Tuesday, are you going to act any differently? It's a mindset. We've got to start looking at things differently. We cannot be programmed to look at Monday as the worst day of the week and Friday as the best. Because like I just said, if you woke up, God forbid, whatever, and I said today's a Wednesday and it's really a Monday, how would you look at the world? How would you conduct yourself? How would you act today, right? It's a mindset. Mindset starts with everything. It's you versus you.
And it's so funny. The people who have their their finances and stuff in order, they love Mondays when it comes to the stock market.
That's when the market opens. Some people's the best day. Some people hate Fridays. Fridays is like club owners and entertainers. People in the entertainment district love the weekends. But yes.
So yeah, that's pampering yourself. The next one is write down your worries. Now this one, when I saw it and I was writing it up, typing up the notes, I was like, yo, I wonder how Max is going to break down this one. Writing down your worries, just like how making a list of good things is very important. Why is it so important for us to know about our worries, or the things that worry us, or the things that we know we got to take care of?
Like I said, human beings like to be predictable, right? We like to get in a situation that we're certain of, know the possible outcome. Whenever that's been altered, whenever there's potential, a fear, risk factor, or humans are in imbalance. But when we talk about worry, let's just know that worry does not take away tomorrow's troubles, but it takes away today's peace, right? When you write down all the things and you're dreading, tomorrow's gonna be this, and tomorrow's gonna be tomorrow. The crazy thing about tomorrow is when we get there, what is it called? Today, right? So you cannot escape that. Tomorrow is today. Tomorrow is gonna be today. Today was what yesterday, tomorrow was. Confusing, but pay attention here. Like I just said, worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace, right? So writing it down, analyze it, see how we can attack it, make things much more predictable. But don't let it rob today's happiness, today's potential. Do all you can do to make sure tomorrow that you have a great day.
And it's so important for us, like we've been speaking about it, but it's so important for us to write these things down, because think about it, you ever been stressing, you're in your head thinking about the stuff you got to deal with, and it's one thing after another, and then you probably are going to forget something because now you're dealing with stress.
Yep.
But if you see it down on paper, it may sound weird, like, why am I writing down the stuff that I'm stressed about and worried about? But then you'll be able to know how to attack it. What do I got to do, this and that? So this is why we're encouraged, but we want people to be their better self and, be at your highest capability of getting things done, right?
Don't use your head as a filing cabinet. Don't trust it, right? Too much thing goes in and out. 1,000, you come across one thing. You ever walk in the room and you forgot why you walk in the room? So how you gonna trust your memory?
That was a great example.
It's not even on your side, right? So write it down, put it on paper, dissect it, see. You might need a second input. Hey, this is what I got that done. At the end of the year, a few of people wanted to talk. Shout out one of my mentees. I'm not going to say his name, but he wanted to do a yearly review because he rolled on and he asked me how he could have got better. But he put it on paper. We analyze it, and it's just you're able to recall. It's a brainstorm, right? You grab, jot down, go down, step up, see where it is that you're going. You better analyze it, use it as a lesson, as a gift. The future is use the future as motivation.
And it can help you release stress and keep you calm and be productive.
It does. When you put it on paper, you actually see it. Like you chances are after you put down your words, like, this is nothing. Like, this is nothing I should be worried about. I'm capable of doing such. You don't know what you don't know.
And that's why I love, like, when I came to sit down with you, and I always talk about this, but it's so important. Like, even when I think about 4 years ago when I came to Ghana, when we were both here, 2017, I didn't have a credit card. 2021, I came, I got a credit card. So I was looking at that, I'm like, yo, when you get things done, I'm like, whew. This is like the change is happening.
Yep.
And it's because you don't have to write things down. You told me, what do you got on your thing? Write it down.
Write it down.
You didn't just say, just tell me straight on the phone. No, write it down and send it to me.
The recollection, being able to retrieve information that you stored is much difficult than people think they are. I remember, it's so easy to get distracted, right? 1 minute you have your mind and eye on something, the next minute is something else. So write it down, just like your words, just like anything, your goals, everything that we talked about, vision board, write it down. take what's in your head and put it on paper. Don't use your head as a filing cabinet.
So the next one is don't miss out on your workout routine. And this does not even mean like, going to the gym, going crazy, all of this stuff. It's just like, we need to understand, like we said earlier, health is wealth. And there's certain things, whether it's making sure you drink enough water for the day, making sure you're getting enough rest like we talked about earlier, whether it's going for a walk, going for a jog, running. There's so many things that can, partake into having a workout routine. But it's very, very important.
Activity, right? If it's yoga, whatever it is, if it's bike riding, go for a walk, calisthenic, whatever it is, you just need that. Just rejuvenate part of life to keep you going. Take care of yourself. You see, sometimes it's the resistant. What it is that we don't want to do is more physical than it is mental, right? You got to take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live, right? You could be anywhere in the world. If you're not physically or mentally ready to deal with whatever it is, you have no chance, right? So don't miss out on your work routine. Mindfulness, take care of your mind, take care of your body. Go for massage. If you need that, like myself, I'm addicted to lifting weights in the gym. It's just the endorphin, the runner's high. I just need to release that, right? It's me taking care of my body for me to do whatever it is that I need to do. So you need that. Take care of your body. It's the only place that you have to live permanently.
And it's crazy where the hormones that are released when you work out can help so much, having a positive impact on your body and having a strong day to, I always see, it's crazy. I read about these millionaires and their schedule where it's like 4 a.m. they wake up, they figure out what they're going to do. 5 a.m. they drink some tea or something, and then they get a workout in. And they get that out of the way so early that once that part is done, they shower, fresh up, your room.
You just feel good. When you work out, you just feel good. You feel like you take on the world. Like you just went to war with your mind. The mind that's not on your side, you just went to war where probably said, stop running. Don't go to the gym. Whatever excuse was given you, don't go to yoga. Don't eat this meal. Take care of your body, your workout routine. And then when you win that battle, it's probably the toughest battle. It's much so stronger than any kind of external battle that you might come across. So when you do accomplish that battle and have it on your checklist, you're ready to start the day.
So, and it can be, I'm very impressed when I see a lot of people go to the gym and they have their workout clothes. Like, they have a set of clothes, their shoes and stuff.
See, I often see that with the TTC drivers. I go in the gym in the afternoon, I see like TTC drivers in the gym taking time. We're like, that's some type of commitment. People those people that go to the gym before work, that's different kind of commitment. It's high achievement, addicted to success. Is relatable. There's a reason why these people are in jobs that they like and they're happy, much happier with life. It's connected with your. It's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good.
And that's why it's like what we talked about earlier. Like, I'm impressed when I see people. Like, I remember I used to have a class when we
Muay Thai. Simon, shout out to One Gym Fitness.
It would be at 7:30, and I'll try to get there 7:20 or something, and then trying to change. And then when I started coming 7 o'clock or 7:10, where I'm able to stretch and get ready, I attack my workout so better than when I'm there 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Quality
before.
over quantity, right?
So,
now we talked about earlier about cognitive load, feeling like I work better under pressure. No, it's not the same. Just being better prepared. You just feel different to do more.
Now, our last point into starting off your week right or starting off your day right is keep your to-do list light. Sometimes we think about, okay, what do I have to get done? You put everything there just because you think you can get done, and then you realize oh my goodness, there's so much. And there's nothing wrong really even doing that, but it's you got to know yourself. You got to stay true to yourself. So they encourage everyone to keep your to-do list light. And it's Monday. It's the first day of the week, right? So when it comes to Sunday, you don't want to go too crazy. You want to make sure you can attack Monday and Tuesday and then figure out what you need to get done Wednesday, Thursday, so that you can also end off the week.
Don't let your mouth overload your back, right? Lighten the load, right? People say I've been going and going, but they're running in circle doing figure eights, right? Don't confuse movement with productivity, right? Don't confuse movement with productivity. Do not let your mouth overload your back. Keep your to-do list light so you're more capable of doing so. And then later, you can actually see the workload, what it is that you're capable of doing. The snowball effect, you start off small and eventually grow to be this person who attack all angles. So keep it light. So it motivates you. Because like I just said, nobody wants to deal with 20 loads of laundry. Maybe just one load, I'll do it. Maybe tomorrow, one at a time. You know, one at a time. It's difficult to say go run a mile if you never ran before. Now we're talking a marathon. So it's like, keep your to-do list light to keep you motivated to keep going. So these 9 steps are all to help you keep it light. You gotta don't feel like you gotta achieve the highest by the end of the week. It'll be difficult if you haven't gotten started. And it's not about where you finish, about starting and actually going through it, right? Going through the step it is that you set out for yourself to complete.
And you know, that pretty much puts it there right now. I'm gonna talk about, once again, all the great points that we brought up to make sure what is the best way to, the 9 ways to motivate yourself and get ready for a brand new week. So the first one we talked about was make a list of the good things. Do not work over the weekend, like when you work, when you play. The third one was take restful sleep. We understand why getting rest is important so that when you wake up on that Monday, you can have a great day. You're not dreading it, because once you're tired already, you're gonna not be happy that it's Monday. 4 is have some plans after work. Don't just make your whole life about work. The 5th one was make someone else's day. You know what I mean? Let's learn to help others even no matter what we're going through. 6 is pampering yourself. Take some time to yourself, whether it's spa days, massages, all these little great things to make you feel better. The 7 was write down your worries. The 8 one was don't miss out on your workout routine. Let's practice the fact that health is wealth, and what are we doing to make sure that we achieve these things. And the last one was keep your to-do list light. Now, this is week 90, episode 14, Motivation Mondays. I believe it's January 10th, right? So,
brother, January 7th. 10th. January 10th.
Yeah, so January 10th. So,
why did I say 7? Hey, I think my circadian rhythm got
we're talking about the days of the week, 7 days in the week. So,
I'm all over the place. Work with me.
But yeah, that wraps it up. If you're here, make sure you follow us at Motivation Mondays Live as well too. Max the speaker at MC Ebone. We're here to make the uncool cool while realizing it's
you versus you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate the love and support, topics, information, questions, whatever it is that you need. This year is about goals. We're going to talk all about a New Year resolution turn into goals. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support. We see you guys next week.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.